Welcome into day 4 of the SEC Women's Basketball Tournament. Excited to be here 4 days, Tara. It's been a fun one. Yep. Today is going to be a fun one as well.
Today is going to be a really tough task for this Arkansas basketball team. You know, when they got that first win, it was good. It was out of the way. They had a really tall task yesterday against Texas A&M, but coming from behind, rallying down, I think it was 16 or 17 points. Really impressive showing by them. Now, they can't afford to get behind early in this one, though. They've got to come out very strong, so we'll see what happens.
South Carolina, the #1 team in this SEC tournament, the #1 team in the country. They only have one loss on the year, and that's to Indiana. They beat UConn earlier in the year. They went undefeated in SEC play. As Mike Neighbors talked about, they are athletic, they are tall, they have size. They're freshmen, Aaliyah Boston, one of the best in the country. They have got a lot to handle in the South Carolina team today.
You can see them warming up right now, actually, and Arkansas finally just took the court. We've got about 13, 14 minutes till game time, but as she mentioned, they went undefeated in SEC play this year. Arkansas and South Carolina have played each other twice this season. This will be their third matchup. Obviously, the Gamecocks came out on top both times. Arkansas kept that first game close. I think it lost by about 8 points. And then the second time, though, South Carolina ran away with that game. So maybe those 2 games really help Arkansas learn what not to do.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Absolutely. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about this matchup, but first let's hear from head coach Mike Neighbors yesterday on South Carolina.
I don't have a really good answer for that one. They've really dominated us 2 times with their size. We'll try to turn it into a track meet, but the problem with doing that against them is they're pretty good at track meets too. So there's just not a weakness that they have. We'll have to be on the top of our game and hope we can catch them, you know, maybe looking past to a championship game or something. Maybe the big crowd here, the pressure of playing in front of the home crowd gets too much. They have really established themselves as clearly one of the best teams in the country, and the size is just part of it. It's athletic size, it's agile size, it's strong size, and they know how to play basketball.
And by the way, they're also coached by the U.S. Olympic team head coach and Dawn Staley, and Dawn has been able to really create South Carolina into such a powerhouse. And before South Carolina, it was UConn, and she steps on the scene and has really helped this team become such a big powerhouse in the country.
Yeah, and I mean, going back to what Neighbors said about their size just being a part of it, you look at some of the other teams that were here. Tennessee is a really tall team. They're a volleyball team, let's be honest, but this team, yes, they have some height, but they also have girls who are just, you know, fast, which is why they're good at the track meets, like he said as well. So this is just, they're really good on all levels. I spoke with Phil Elson, who does play-by-play for the Arkansas team. He was there yesterday. He was there the day before, and I asked him, you know, how does Arkansas compare to South Carolina? He said they don't. No one compares to this South Carolina team. It's all a matter of if you kind of catch them on an off day.
Yeah. Well, the only team that's been able to do that is Indiana, and they are that good. They've got someone in Herbert Harrington, who is really the best team or the best player on that team, and she's going to be someone that they're going to have to combat. I talked about Aaliyah Boston, the freshman. Kiera Williams was the game-winning player for Arkansas yesterday. She has got to have a solid game underneath the basket to help Arkansas win today.
Absolutely. I mean, they're going to be all over the three-point line, making sure that Arkansas doesn't get that. But, I mean, on the rebounds, if you look at the box score from yesterday's game, Arkansas was out-rebounded significantly in that first, and their defense just plays a huge role for them down low. And I think that that's going to be major for them, making sure that they can kind of offset some of those rebounds a little bit. Also, like I mentioned, there was some shooting problems for the Razorbacks yesterday. Tolfree, Ramirez, and Chelsea Dungy need to all be clicking. I think Mike Neighbors mentioned there hasn't been a game yet where all 3 of them have been shooting well on the same day.
Yeah.
This is the day.
Yes.
It needs to happen.
If anything comes together, it's got to be today, or they go home and they wait to figure out where they go in the NCAA tournament. Yesterday, they had a hard time until that fourth quarter getting the ball into the lane and try to get baskets around. Unless it was a fast break where they could drive straight to the basket, it was hard to get it down to Taylor Thomas and Kiera Williams. I know Dawn Staley, she was sitting a couple seats down from us yesterday watching that game. I know she saw that, and they're going to try to do both, contain Arkansas around the perimeter and also prevent them from getting into the lane.
Yeah, and being that this team is so good at free throws, I think that driving inside regardless might be a good game plan for them. Draw the foul, go to the line, makes a couple baskets, and see where that can help you. But like Mike Neighbors also said, you can't, win a game just off that. You've got to have good rebounding, good defense, and everything else that comes with it.
You're not winning games off free throws and two-pointers. They have to make some threes today against South Carolina. And I would love to see the ball go into the basket for Amber Ramirez.
I know.
She has been playing such great defense, but for some reason that shot hasn't been there for her these past couple of games.
Which is weird because you see her at halftime from yesterday's game at Texas A&M. She came out here early. She started shooting some threes, and they were all falling. And I don't know what happens, though, once that clock starts running and it changes things. Obviously, someone right in your face doesn't help either, but it'd be great to see her start getting some of those shots going.
And a quick shout out to the freshman Michaela Daniels. She doesn't get enough love, but she deserves it. 13 points yesterday. That was a high on the team yesterday in their win over Texas A&M, but she was able to step up again where Amber Ramirez was struggling, hit a couple threes.